Domestically, people are facing an unprecedented economic crisis, and internationally, people are being blown to pieces in wars that could lead to World War III, and we're again sitting here talking about Donald Trump. This has to end. Whether you love him or hate him, the FBI raid on Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago residence yesterday is ultimately very bad news for domestic American politics. I'm Stuart Hooper, a lecturer in political science and a PhD researcher. Be sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel, where I am a non-partisan critical analyst of world affairs. I don't think the Republicans or the Democrats are going to save us, or the Labour Party or Conservatives back in the UK for that matter. And be sure to follow me on social media at the links below. I'm about 9 followers away from 1,000 on Twitter, and that would be a nice line to tick over. Don't forget to hit like on this video and leave me your comments. That does a great deal to help get this video out to more people. Yesterday, Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago residence was raided by the FBI for currently unknown reasons, and it's perhaps even more accurate to call that a resort more than a residence. This is a massive piece of property, and it's been owned by Donald Trump for a very long time. And the current top theory as to why this happened is to do with these documents, these boxes of supposedly classified files that were taken from the White House during the presidential transition and kept by Donald Trump in his private Mar-a-Lago residence. Now, apparently, federal officials traveled here in January to get back 15 boxes, but since then, as we see here in this article, officials apparently saw on a visit to the Florida retreat in June that some secret records were still being stored there despite National Archives requests. So this all traces back to that request from the National Archives to get all of the files of the Trump administration into their possession, where they will actually be locked away into a vault for a very long time and nobody will be able to see them. It's not like the National Archives is eager to publish these online. In fact, many of these documents may never be published online, or at least until everybody that is currently alive on planet Earth is dead. Then they may be published, considering some of the things that, of course, will be spoken about in these documents. But we don't know then specifically how many documents were taken, when specifically were they transferred here, who ordered these documents to be taken. All of these are kind of big open questions, which we can assume the FBI is trying to answer. And you might say, yes, well, they're legitimate questions. Why would a president want to take boxes and boxes of secret classified files away from the White House as his administration is leaving office? That does seem like a big, interesting question, right? And something that probably should be investigated. I myself, as regular viewers will know here on this channel, my specific focus is to look at elites within the political, the economic, and the military spheres and try to hold them to account for wrongdoing, which many of them are involved with, unfortunately. This is the nature of Western leadership. So I think that any move to kind of hold elites accountable is a good one. However, why do I think this, at this particular moment at least, was probably a very bad idea? Well, let's just take a look at this next headline. Hordes of angry Trump supporters descend on Mar-a-Lago in the hours following shock FBI raid of ex-president's Florida club. MAGA crowd questions agency's motives and blasts double standard in reporting on Hunter Biden and Nancy Pelosi. Here's the point where I have to remind all of you that despite my accent, despite living in the United Kingdom for most of my life, I do live in the United States. And the United States is a very politically divided country. This is a fact of life in the United States. I have met, at this point, thanks to my teaching, of course, probably hundreds of people that have told me stories about how they have lost friendships, relationships, even family members as a result of political debates, political confrontations among people that they interact with within their immediate circle. Political polarization is very real in the United States, and it's a very serious problem. And is this going to do anything to help solve that problem? No, it's going to make it 10 times worse. This is going to make an already politically divided country find itself being pushed even further apart. This does not help to accomplish anything. If the left is all the way over here and the right is all the way over here, how can you ever reach a compromise to actually get something done that might improve the state of the country? You can't, because you're consistently seeing the other side as an enemy that hates you, that is trying to destroy you. And both the left and the right are responsible for doing this. This is why American politics are failing so dramatically right now. Plus, there are, of course, going to be accusations of politicized law enforcement. And we see from this headline, Trump could be banned from holding public office if he is found guilty of mishandling classified White House records. And the legal saga will be a huge development for his 2024 hopes, legal experts warn. Where does this then leave us? Well, it leaves us with the question, has the FBI become a national law enforcement agency that has become politicized and weaponized by the Biden White House, by the Democratic Congress? Or are there legitimate reasons for Trump to be investigated in this particular way? The left and the right are never going to agree on an answer to that question. The obsession with Donald Trump in American politics is now set to continue, which ultimately only really distracts our political and intellectual attention away from issues that are actually having a real impact on American lives right now, today, as I sit here and record this video. Gas prices, food prices, the war in Ukraine, the potential for a war in China between China and Taiwan. These are real major global issues that are going on right now. And instead of tackling those, instead of finding real solutions to those real issues that are affecting real people's lives every hour of every day, we're back to talking about Donald Trump. Does nobody else see the problem with this? Domestically, people are facing an unprecedented economic crisis, and internationally, people are being blown to pieces in wars that could lead to World War III, and we're again sitting here talking about Donald Trump. This has to end. So I'll stay on top of this issue as it develops, but we will be returning to covering serious issues like the potential for World War III, like economic collapse on this channel. So be sure to subscribe if you are new, and remember, this is a non-partisan channel. I'm not interested in supporting any mainstream political party. I think they are part of the problem. I don't think they are part of the solution. Remember to hit like on this video, leave me your comments below, and follow me on those other social media platforms. I'll be back with more videos across the course of this week.